Alright, so when I got my truck back from body shop, I left and threw a check engine light. Now I already know it's not related to the body shop because it's in there on the engine itself. I hit on the right front, and this is due to timing, but we're going to get into it and see what we can find. So we're running the auto scan here on the Autel. Wait for that to finish. I don't have too much battery life left, but we'll see where to go from here. Alright, so I've got 7 faults for the engine and 1 for my tire pressure, which I know I have a bad sensor. Get over it. Okay. Trouble codes. So we have P012, P014, which is all camshaft position sensor issues. Both bank 1 and bank 2. We do have some freeze frame. I have already gone through them. I'm not going to go through it again on film because it is a lot of information for a lot of you. So, in all honesty, the very first step when it comes to this stuff on this particular vehicle is to check the oil. I am currently in between the hash marks, but I did use a different oil on my last oil change. So first step is to drain out the old oil. We're going to change the filter. We're going to put in the correct oil. We're going to clear the codes, drive it, and if it comes back on, then we got to pull the sensors out because there's no way that both sensors have gone bad at the same exact time. And we're going to check the screens to make sure that they didn't get clogged. So sit tight and we'll go from there. All right, so on to where we left off with that oil change. After I did the oil change, I cleared the codes. I've driven the truck now close to 2,000 miles. Check engine light has not come back on, so I don't have to worry about pulling the sensors. When I said I put the wrong oil in it, there is in the manual an alternative oil. And on the forums, a lot of people have good luck running, 530 and stuff like that because it helps keep the engine quieter. 020 is very thin. My particular vehicle did not like the fact that I ran 530. Now, that's not saying it's bad, it's wrong. The original oil is 020. It's what the initial vehicle calls for. It's what it says in the manual. The alternative in the manual, I can't run apparently. Now, with that being said, I have my suspicions on why I can't run that. And my suspicions are, 1, my vehicle gets used a lot more than most people's vehicles. That truck runs all the time. Goes everywhere. It's the family rig and my work rig. It's as simple as that. 2, when I bought the truck used, it had 40,000 miles on it. Unbeknownst to me at the time, until I went and did the plugs at 120K, there's a junkyard head on the passenger side. Don't know why there's a junkyard head on the passenger side. Has junkyard numbers written all over it. Didn't notice it when I bought the truck because obviously there's a bunch of stupid covers that are in the way. Never really needed to get into the truck until, I went and did the spark plugs for regular maintenance. With that being said, could there have been problems in that truck? Could that truck have been beat to death when it got traded in? Probably. Knowing that there's a junkyard head on it makes a lot of sense. Now, that truck also, in the summertime, at idle, will overheat in 10 minutes in like 80 degree weather. So there's definitely some issues inside that engine. So we just can't run that oil. I'm sure there's probably something inside those screens that's keeping a little bit of flow rate, and I'll change them out at some point in time. I just did not have time before, right after that video, we literally left to go on a 3.5 hour trip one way. So it's not like that truck is, I can't have the truck down for too long to actually do the maintenance I need to do. I know that's a stupid thing to say, but that truck is also how I make my money. So with that being said, yeah, next time I bring the truck in, I do the oil change, I'll block off a day on my schedule and I'll actually change out those screens. And when I do that, I'll show you guys in probably another video, because it's not going to be for a while, on what that looks like. But when it comes down to it, I just can't run the thicker oil, my engine's a little bit louder. I don't care. As long as the truck runs, I don't care. The whole point of this video isn't to be like, holy shit, you have all these check engine lights, the camshaft phase sensors, and all this crap. Oh my God, you need an engine. You don't need an engine. You don't need to worry about your timing. You need to start at the basics and actually look at what could possibly be going on with that vehicle. Sometimes if you don't have access to things like ALLDATA or Identifix or, OEM service equipment recommendations, the forums are a great place to start if you can get through all the people who are negative. The main thing I see posted on the forums is somebody will literally take a picture of their dashboard. It's got a check engine light and a traction control light on, and they go, what could it be? Well, it could be anything. When you throw a check engine light in the 4Runner, it throws a traction control light. It literally could be anything. Get your code scanned. Advanced Auto's code scanners will give you a place to start. They won't give you actually any information on it. Again, my truck just showed that the whole timing system was messed up on my truck. Root cause was an oil change. So, it came up with cam sensors being bad on both banks. Advanced Auto, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, they'll all tell you you need cam sensors. A $35 oil change fixed my problem. This is why it is important to go to reputable shops that actually know what they're talking about, know what they're looking at. It's just, it saves everybody money. Yeah, the diagnostic fee at a lot of shops is through the roof. My diagnostic fee is cheap. I understand that. I understand it's a lot of money to pay when you can go get a code read at an Advanced Auto for free. But again, Advanced Auto would have tried to sell me cam sensors. All I needed was an oil change. And that comes from my common experience of working on vehicles every day. So it's again, you gotta do your own research. If you have questions, find a shop that actually knows what they're talking about, that's trusted, that has great reviews, and you should be okay. Just expect to pay whatever diagnostic fee they have. I run my shop a little bit differently. My diagnostic fee is a flat $75. I don't care if it takes me 2 days to figure out your problem. I charge $75. However long it takes me from there is however long it takes me. That's it. I don't care. But I'm not like most shops. My shop is what it is. So if you develop a relationship with a mechanic, stay with that mechanic. If that mechanic leaves the shop that he's currently at, go to the next shop with them. That way they know your vehicle as much as you know your vehicle. They can help you in the right direction on what's going on with your vehicle, because chances are we've seen it and it's not like a major problem at the moment. It's not even worth mentioning if there's something starting to go on, but then as it continues and then you come in with an issue, we can look at it and we know where we're already going. We'll mention minor things to you, no questions asked, but we won't push for a sale. That's what you are really looking for in a shop. You don't want somebody to be like, you need this now. When your check engine light comes on, go to somebody who's already checked your check engine light before. Don't go to places that are just quick. Dealerships are great. Turnover's high. They don't pay anything for the technicians. We all leave. It's as simple as that. So find a mechanic that you trust. Find one that's been honest with you. And if you can find a mechanic who's also the guy who you're going to talk to on the phone, it helps out a lot, even though, yeah, we use language that you guys don't understand. But we're willing to work with you a little bit more. Therefore, we have a rapport with you, and you feel like you're kind of like a friend in the end, no matter what. Even if you're just an acquaintance, you're still somebody that we know. You've obviously spent money in the past, so we know that you're not going to be exceptionally rude or anything like that. And it's just easier all around. But in the end, that could have been something. If I brought that to Toyota, they would have told me I needed sensors. They would have told me I needed a flush, I needed timing, I needed this, I needed that. And it's just a simple oil change. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I got another car coming down a little bit.